Going. So welcome this yoga class. We're going to focus on the upper back, shoulders, and neck. So first of all, lay down and relax yourself. Find a comfortable position. The Shiva posture image is Shiva laying on the ground, Kali standing with one foot on his chest, with a flaming sword in one hand, ready to strike him down. So that's the image of this posture. So you're ready to be struck down, unless you completely surrender. So your toes are to the side, your palms are facing the ceiling, and you completely mindful, relax yourself. So take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath. And breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath. And breathe out. And come into normal breath. Taking these long breaths tells your body that it can relax. So it's a mechanical way of telling your body to relax. It also works if you can't sleep. If you do these breaths and hold them and breathe out again, might help you sleep. Let's start our warm-up sequence. So point your toes, flip your toes up, point your toes, point your toes up towards your head, flex feet, and point your toes, and flex your toes, and start to rotate, make circles with your toes on the ceiling, and circle the other way. Make the circle so big that you loosen up your knees, your hip joints. And then move your toes out to the side and hold. And put the toes toward each other and hold. And put the toes out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Put the toes toward each other. Squeeze air out of your lungs. Breathe in. Move the toes out to the side. Deep breath in. And breathe out. Move the toes together. And relax your feet. Wriggle your fingers. Point your toes straight up to the ceiling. And put your focus on your heels and slowly press your heels against the floor and feel how the muscles in your back are starting to tense and press against the floor with your heels until you feel your midsection starts to lift. Don't lift it off the floor. Just feel that it's nearly lifting off. And when you're in a moment, you will release the tension. Try to release the tension equally on both sides of your body, both the right side and the left side. So slowly start to release. Be aware of this wave of release that is going through your spine, through the muscles next to your spine, I should say, and down into your tush. And keep your toes up. And then press your heels slowly against the floor. Notice how the muscles are tensing in each back. Try to make it a wave that goes up and back. And press them so hard that you're nearly lifting. And be aware when you lower your back in a moment to lower them at the same time. So slowly lower yourself down. Feel that wave of tension releasing in your back. And your toes are still pointed up. It's a very simple posture that if you do it for one more minute, you will not be able to walk tomorrow. It's actually a powerful posture. So release your toes, let them float out to the side, and release tension in your legs. This posture pointing up the toes, combining with this wave motion in your back, releases tension in your lower back, your hips, your thighs, your legs. And focus on your hands. Curl your fingers into a fist. And squeeze your shoulders up towards your neck. And squeeze your shoulders down. Make a sunburst of your fingers. And press the hands, the back of your hands against the floor, and scoop one shoulder and scoop the other shoulder underneath your chest, and press as hard as you can with your arms and hands. Feel your navel moving down towards the spine. And then release. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And put your hands together over your chest, fingers pointing out, and then move your shoulders up as far as they can. And then move them down again. And move your shoulders up, point your fingers up. And move them down again. And move them up again. And press your palms together as hard as you can without popping anything. Hard pressure. And put your awareness on your fingertip. Let your navel relax and sink down towards your spine. And then move your fingertips slowly over your head so they end up touching the floor over your head, and your thumbs are touching the top of your head. And then relax your hips, relax your midsection, and then start to elongate your elbows away from your body, stretching out your shoulders, stretching out the muscles that are holding your shoulders. And you might be surprised how far you can actually stretch your elbows out. And just continue to stretch until you reach a point where you can't stretch anymore. And then when you have that point, hold it. And then come into neutrals. Keep your fingers pointing at the floor, but just move back a little. And flex your left foot. And focus on your left heel and your left elbow. And then start to elongate your left elbow and your left heel away from each other, so your left side elongate, comes longer and longer. And then take a deep breath in and feel how the breath elongates your left side. And breathe out, come into neutral, fingers pointing. Flex your right foot and focus on your right heel and your right elbow and let them elongate away from each other. Slow movement. You don't want to bring tension in by doing an abrupt movement. And then they're as far away as you can. Take a deep breath in. And feel how the breath expands your rib cage, expands the posture. And then breathe out. And let go of your hands. Come into Shiva posture. Wriggle your fingers. Wriggle your toes. Find your perfect Shiva. And take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Time to do a few contours. Grab hold of both your knees. Find your flat back position. And feel how good that feels in your back after what we just did. That stretching movement. Now we have a flat back. You can totally relax your back. And let your shoulder blades flap against the back. You might have to move your knees out to the side, but try to see if your shoulder can touch the floor. And don't worry about your knees. Let them move out to the side as much as is needed until the shoulder blades and shoulder touch just the floor. And then move your knees into center. Put your feet on the floor. Move your hands out to your side so you're in a T position. Now, focus on your right hand. Wriggle your fingers on the right hand to make aware of it. Make it alive. And then curl your fingers on the right hand towards your wrist so they point towards your chest. And then let the finger travel towards your chest, lifting up your arm. Your elbow is bending, your fingers traveling across your chest. And now you're lifting your elbow, your hand is moving over to the left shoulders. And then let it rest on your left armpit shoulder, your right hand. And then bend your right knee. And then with the support of your right knee, slide your right hand outside your arm until it touches, your right hand touches the left hand. And your knee, let it just follow, let it bend over to the left side. And relax your head and your neck, let it rest on the floor. Now move your right knee out to the left, so you feel a support in your body. And slowly slide your right hand over the left hand. Your shoulders moving out to the left. And your knee moves in towards the other leg. Laying on your left shoulder. Now for some this might be a cinch, and for others this is pure torture. So find your level where you want to be of all these different movements. So you can be out there with your right leg supporting you, or you can be laying on top of your shoulder, your face down, if that's what your shoulder allows you to do. So find your level. There's no right and wrong. It's just becoming aware of your shoulder. This is a wonderful stretch and conditioning of your shoulder. Because if you have problems with your shoulder, you just have surgery, that might not be a good idea. Find your level. And after a while, you can relax your shoulders, you can relax your legs. It's easy to lay in this posture. And slowly slide back. Right hand on top of your left hand. Move your legs so it balances your body. Move the hand across your arm until the right hand is on your left shoulder. Move it across, let it slide out and point out to the right. And curl your left hand and do the same with your left hand. Let it come up, so you rest on your elbow, pointed to your chest, move slowly across your chest until it's on your right shoulder. And then you can bend your left leg to support and then start to travel out with your hand across the right arm and over to the right hand. And your leg just follows along, so it's easiest to support. Head, your neck is relaxed, your head is resting on the floor. And finally, caution. This may be as much as you want to go. And once your neck is relaxed and okay, so then you can move your leg a little across to support the next movement. And then move your left hand across the right hand and come in to lay on top of your right shoulder. And your left shoulder might have been totally fine with this, but your right shoulder might say, I don't like this. So whatever your body tells you to, it's super important that you listen to your body, because I can't see you, so if you do something that is weird, that is, I can't see it. So just listen to yourself. And if you are laying on your shoulder, just relax your shoulders. If you're not laying on your shoulder, which we should stop at some point, just relax your shoulder wherever you are. And move deeper into the posture. And then slowly move back. And move your arm across all the way out so you are in a T posture. Wriggle your fingers. Your shoulders should feel really good. Relax them. Now, focus on your right hand and let your right hand make a circle over your head so the back of your nails touches the floor as you slowly circle the hand over your head until it's reaching right over your head. And there's a point there. So just get to that point where you're stretching your fingers out over your head. Now, if you go a little further, try to go a little further, all of a sudden it's not possible to keep your palms up anymore towards the ceiling. And by the way, you can bend your right leg to support this movement. You bend your right leg with the foot on the floor, and then go to that point where all of a sudden your shoulder, you can't have your palm up anymore. So let the palm turn around slowly. You don't want to hurt your shoulder. Slowly, so the palm is facing the floor, and then continue with your palm facing the floor, go around slowly now you're pointing down with your right hand. It's crossing your body and it's moving out to its original position, out to the right. And stretch out your right leg, bend your left leg, and start to move your left hand up over your head, so it's pointing over your head. Now, if it was difficult to do on your right side, you modify. You don't have to go as far as you can over to the right with your palms pointing up. But you could like turn right now if you wanted to. But if it's okay, you can press your left foot against the floor and then keep your palms up until your body tells you now it's time to turn. And slowly make that turn. Don't do it fast. Everything in these movements you have to do slow, not to bring in tension. And then move your arm over to the other hand and slowly around and over your body and into a T posture and then stretch out your leg. Now wriggle your fingers. There was good stuff with it on your shoulders. Hopefully they can be a little sore, but not in a bad way. So move your shoulders up and down. And this is a wonderful movement, very simple movement that you can do on yourself if you have some shoulder tension. It releases your tension. Now move your hands under your tush and make a diamond with your thumb and your pointing finger and put your tailbone in that diamond. And then move your elbows close to your body and stretch out your legs and press the elbows against the floor so your chest lifts up, but keep your head, the back of your head on the floor, and just let it barely touch the floor, the back of your head. Lift up your chest as much as you can. Use your elbows. It's a lovely contra posture for a lot of things, and it's a powerful stretching of your neck. And if you want to, you can stay here. It's a perfect fine posture. You can lift your leg up 45 degrees. And then slowly put your legs down, your neck down, and move your hands out, wriggle your fingers, stretch one leg, stretch the other leg. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now, these corona times, it's important to keep your lungs strong and healthy. So we're going to do a breath cleaning exercise. So focus on your navel and breathe air into your navel. Lift up your navel as high as it can go. And then lower your navel. Move it all the way so you feel your navel is touching the spine. Completely squeeze all air out of your lungs. And breathe in. Lift up your navel as high as it goes with air. Fill it with air. And breathe out. Move your navel down. And continue with this for a few times on your own. When you raise your navel, visualize that it's filled with water. It's a lake that you raise up. And at the same time, when you lower it in such a way that you don't spill the lake out to the front or to the back. And if that's not possible, don't worry about it. It's just an image to keep. What is important is that what we are going to do in a moment. So do a few more deep breaths in and deep breath out. So the next time your navel is up and you're full of air, visualize that you're moving the air bubble up to the tip of your lungs, lowering your navel down, but don't breathe out. Get all the air is up to the tip, and then breathe out. And breathe air into your navel, lift it up, and move the air bubble up to the tip of your lungs without breathing out. Lower your navel and breathe out. Breathe in to your navel as much as you can. You move the air bubble up to the tip of your lungs and breathe out. And continue for a few more breaths on your own. Deep breath in. And when you're full of air and your navel is up, you can make a little pause if you want to, it's not needed. And when your air bubble is on top of your chest, you can do a short pause if that works for you. And when you're completely empty of air, you can do a pause there too, but it's not needed. The most important is that you do this rhythm with your lungs. It stretches all the tissues in your lungs. It's like shaking a dusty blanket. Get rid of all kinds of nasty stuff that might have accumulated in your lungs. So next time, relax, come into normal breath, relax your body, relax your midsection. And roll over to the stomach. Put your forehead on the floor, your arms next to your chest, toes pointed, and lift up as much as you can, and then move your hands forward into a position called the Sphinx. The lovely position for your neck and your shoulders, your arms. So find a Sphinx position where your elbow is just over, or your shoulders are just over your elbows. Your hands are equal distance apart as your elbows. The fingers are spread out. And then make a claw of your fingers like a sphinx. So grab the floor with your fingers so they're tense, but not too tense, just a little tense. So you don't want to get tired in your hand. You just want to make sure that you have tension. And then look up and forward. And feel the Sphinx, the mysterious Sphinx. And then very gently press the back of your feet against the floor. The same thing as with your fingers. It's not a big pressure. It's just enough that you feel the tension in your leg. And then if you have the right amount of tension, all of a sudden your midsection relaxes, and it's allow your neck to relax. So feel the part about your navel all of a sudden relaxing, and then your shoulder widens, the neck elongates. This is a fabulous one for releasing tension when you're if you sat too long in front of a computer. Now this is a variation. You put your elbows down and put your hand in your palm of your hands, and then you can lift your legs up and clap your feet together. Now this, if you can watch TV in that position, it would be great. Kids, if you look at kids, they often do that because they can. For us, it's a little more difficult, but this is actually a nice position. It relaxes your neck, your back. And come down, put your head on the floor. Put your hands next to your chest and lift all the way up into the cobra. This is another powerful for your whole back, but especially it's powerful for your neck and your upper back. So let your shoulder blades move back, chest move forward, and then come into a downward dog. Slowly, because it's a contra posture to just what we did, so don't move too fast. You pop something, and Mershida will be pissed at me. So come forward into your cobra. Slow movement, and then take a deep breath in, and then breathe out and into a downward dog. Breathe in to the cobra and breathe out to a downward dog. To a child's pose. Breathe in into a cobra. And then curl your toes under. And now we're going into a downward dog. If you've never done a downward dog before, you can move your toes up. You don't necessarily have to put your heels up, but you make an arch with your body, and then press the fingertips against the floor. You don't want to carry too much weight on the root of your hand. And if that doesn't feel good to you, you can just go back into child's pose. You don't have to do the downward dog. What else comes into cobra again. Deep breath in. And breathe out to child's pose. Breathe into cobra. Curl your finger or head of toes and breathe into downward dog or child's pose, whatever you prefer. And breathe into cobra. And breathe out. And stay in child's pose, relax. This movement, when you go from cobra to child pose to downward dog, you bend your back in forward and backward. It's really a good thing to do. Good thing to do in the morning to wake up your body. And come up to sitting. And find your comfortable way of sitting. If you can put a pillow under your tush, that's more comfortable. So find the best, move a little forward, a little backward. Find the best way of sitting. And then make a fist and put the fist next to your body and press the fist against the floor so you are lifting up your body. So you're carrying the weight of your body on your shoulders, and then slowly lower the weight back on again. And that feels like magic. And it's a beautiful way to align your back. So when we do it, we do it a few times, but next time we do it, so do it very slowly, and do when you release and sit down again, try to do it in such a way that you feel the same work on both the left and the right side. And notice what happens when you lower your back. If it is crooked in one spot, these are the things to notice. So press against the floor, lift up, and feel like your whole spine straightens out, and then slowly lower it. And feel weights going back on it in a harmonious, happy way. Try one more time. Lift up. This is a very good movement to align your back and sit down. So now your back is in perfect alignment. You put your hands on your knee, and then look at visualize your navel. So move your navel forward and move your navel out to the left and move it back to your ribs in sort of a circular movement up to the right and front. And continue. So it's a circle. You circle your navel back, and you circle your navel front, and you circle your navel back, and circle front. And then when you go back, breathe out. When you go forward, breathe in. So make the circle as big as you can. And you can find the best tempo that suits you. Try to do it slow here in the beginning until your body gets the movement. This is not a good movement to do after a 5-course dinner with wine. That might not work. Or if you had one of Dick's famous pizzas, this will not be a good movement. So now try to do it fast. So and then do the other side. And come into find your straight spine again. And then move your right hand over to your left knee and move your hand behind your back and come into a spinal twist slowly. And don't worry about how far you go. The key here is to keep your spine straight. So keep in mind these lifts with it. Keep your spine straight. And your whole spine is moving, your neck, your spine. And then shift side. Slow movements. And come into a twist on the right. And then move your hands out to the side. And then move your left hand across and move your right hand behind your left elbow and just let this hang loose. Your left hand press the elbow towards your chest. And for some, this would be easy. For others, they would not be able to. I mean, they can go as far as their elbow or their shoulder allows them. So find where you want to go. The good thing about it is that you can adjust how much you go. And the key thing is that your left hand and arm and shoulder is completely supported by your right hand and is completely relaxed. So relax your left fingers, your left hand, your left arm. Just let it rest on top of your right hand. And then slowly you can squeeze it in such a way that you don't bring any tension into your left shoulder. Now this is a lovely, simple posture. But if you want to be more exploratory and your hip are okay, you can turn your hands around and fold one finger behind the other and come into a posture that's called the eagle. And you can stay here in the eagle, or you can go up, lift the beak, and down as you breathe out. And up. And down. And move your hands up to the side. Wriggle your fingers. And then move your right arm across and your left arm underneath it. And let your right arm completely relax. Wriggle your fingers, let your fingers relax. And as the arm relaxes, the shoulder relaxes. And then you can stay here, or you can press your left arm against the right, but don't pop anything, just do it as gently as your shoulder tells you to. The key thing is that you don't bring tension into your shoulder, so that's more important than how far you can go with it. And you can stay in this posture, or you can grab hold of your arms and come into an eagle. And then lift up, breathe in, and breathe out, coming down. Breathe in, coming up. And breathe out, coming down. And release your hands. Rotate your shoulders. So that was a lot. Shoulders, you should feel some happy, maybe a little sore shoulders, but they should feel very happy. So let's do one more of these lifts. So press your knuckles against the floor to straighten up your spine. And then release tension. So now you have this straight, beautiful back again. Then fold your hands behind your back. And look up. And then put tension in your forehead so your shoulders move backwards. And move your chin forward or up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let your chin move down. Let your shoulders slump forward. And breathe in. Chin up. Tension in your shoulder. Lift your interlaced fingers and arms up. And breathe out, chin down. And do it a few more times on your own. Deep breaths in. And deep breath out. And this is the movement that you can do without bringing too much attention to yourself. If you sit in your office chair or any public space, wouldn't look too weird. And it's really a fabulous, easy to do movement to release tension in the neck and shoulders. And the shoulders all what we did today, and your upper spine should feel smooth. The next time you're up and your chin is up, move your whole body forward and lean over as far as you can. Doesn't have to be far. And then come up, roll your neck up, and come all the way up. Lift your hands up and come over. Breathe out. Breathe in. Roll up. And breathe out. Breathe in. Lift up. And come forward. Breathe out. Breathe in. And release your arms. Roll your shoulders. And come down and lay down. So wiggle your fingers, scoot around until you have your perfect Shiva posture. Move one hip up, move your upper hip down. Rotate your hips a little. And then make the movements smaller and smaller, twitch your toes. And then all of a sudden, you have the most perfect Shiva posture that you can have today. And point your toes, and flex your toes, move your toes out to the side, point your toes together, move your toes out to the side and press your heels against the floor, lift up your midsection. And this time lift it all the way up, if you can. And then lower your midsection. Make a fist, your hand, squeeze your shoulders up. Squeeze your shoulders down, make a sunburst. Press the back of your hands against the floor, scoop one shoulder blade and the other shoulder blade. Lift up your chest, move your navel down towards the spine. Press as hard as you can. And then release tension. Make your face into a prune. Twitch your nose, twitch your toes too. Usually that happens when you twitch your nose. And completely straighten out your face. And take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath. And breathe out and come into Savasana for a minute. Take a deep breath and roll over to one side. Come up to sitting. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.